Okay, so I'm going to show you a couple of bits and pieces that we need now. Bit for the base, butter. I'll go for the unsalted. You can use salted if you want to, but you know the choice really is yours on that one. I prefer the unsalted. I find the flavour a little bit better for myself, and obviously the less salt that I can contain in my diet, the better. Yummy. Digestive biscuits. Now you can go for any of the name brands if you really want to, but when it comes down to digestive biscuits, they are all the same. Expecting some arguments there, but the truth is, digestive biscuit is a digestive biscuit is a digestive biscuit. It's only when you start adding chocolate that the difference starts to come in. And I will argue that the chocolate ones, you have to have the right brands for that. But that's me and whatever. The O2 biscuits, again, there is one name brand which is probably better. They do have a little bit of a sweetness to it, but I find that the unnamed brand is pretty much the same, and there's going to be sugar going on top of it anyway, and it's mixing in with the digestive biscuits, so it doesn't really bother me. I'm not dunking them in my tea. Now, I'm using a bit of a large pan, so that's why I've got such a large amount of ingredients that you'll be seeing going in. This is basically a loose leaf pan, so when I'm ready, I can actually unclip it, base comes out. This is really useful for things like cheesecakes and other bits and pieces, because it's just a damn sight easier to get the cake out. I find this easier for the cheesecake, especially because obviously you want to seal that at the bottom anyway. I've also got this. This is a nice little chocolate fang. Basically, if you're going to be able to melt down some chocolate, it's easier to do it in something like this. Basically a pan of water, boil that up while that's heating away. Keep the chocolate away from it in something similar to this. You can use a Pyrex glass bowl, and that also works, just to put the chocolate into there. As long as the chocolate is not touching the water itself as it's boiling, you find that can melt down quite nicely. The chocolate needs to be broken up as fine as possible before you put it in. That way you get an evenness through the chocolate while it melts. You don't want the heat to be too high, otherwise you'll end up burning the chocolate. Same reason why you want it all broken down so that it melts at a good level itself. Now at this stage, it's nice to know that if you were to melt down the chocolate, add that bit of melted chocolate to a bit of double cream perhaps, and then maybe get that to cool down a little bit, or you might find yourself making a bit of a ganache going on there, but that's not what we're doing today. Now, so I need that. Now, you really need to have a decent rolling pin or something to smash your digestive biscuits up. Mine's quite heavy, cumbersome material, so that's very good. But I've also got myself a nice little pestle and mortar, which I may use. We'll see how it goes and how it smashes up, and obviously my big nice bowl. Now you're going to need to have a nice small pan. First of all, melt off some batter. I'm going to chuck my heat on, a bit of a medium on there. We need it to melt down reasonably quickly, but we don't need it to melt down that quickly that it burns. We just need it melted, we don't need it cooked. While I chuck that on, I'll also get some of the biscuits chucked up into the bowl as well, and I'll mash them down into as fine as possible. Okay, back now.